So a 401k is a liability because it's taking money from your pocket. And these village idiots, academic types, I have a 401k. Okay, you're an idiot because it's taking money from your pocket. You're giving it to guys like me, the capitalist. You just look at cash flow. There's three things: income statement, balance sheet, statement of cash flow. I created a board game called Cash Flow. That's the only game that teaches accounting, having fun. So there's income statement, balance sheet, statement of cash flow. And the reason I created was Maria Montessori, one of the great educational entrepreneurs of all times. She says, what the hand does, the mind remembers. So how did I get rich? Was I played Monopoly.
What was the first asset you bought in this journey for yourself?
That was a challenge. The first asset was my challenge was I couldn't pay anything for it. I had to get it for free. So I had to use debt to buy it. So my rich dad was a great guy, man. He was a son of a... Oh, so you go buy your first piece of real estate in Hawaii. And Hawaii real estate's expensive. So I bought a 1-bedroom, 1-bath condo on the beach. And I bought it with my credit card.
Wow.
100% debt financing. That's the secret to success. So when Dave Ramsey said live debt free, I said, well, that's your philosophy. It's not mine. Again, there's always three sides to a coin. On the light side, all the idiots think, I'm debt free. On the dark side, you guys are idiots. I want debt. Always three sides. There's no such thing as a one-sided coin.
So one of the things that's hard to try to think about that is, especially with real estate, is real estate prices go like this. So depending on where we are in this boom and bust cycle, you might be taking out a lot of debt on an asset that turns around and ends up losing quite a bit of its value.
I didn't say be stupid.
Well, but it's easy to say that after the fact. How do you know?
When do people buy? When does a village idiot buy real estate?
At the top.
Oh, prices are going up. I better jump in. It's called FOMO, fear of missing out. The village idiots are running in there. It's like right now, they're all running into Bitcoin and stuff like this. The stock market today, all-time highs. Idiots are just jumping in like lemmings going to die.
So talk about the emotional control that people need to have to be able to do this kind of thing.
Very good question. The human body is made up of 4 different types. You have the mind, you have the body. So there's mental intelligence, physical intelligence, there's spiritual intelligence, and emotional intelligence, EQ. And the average person has no EQ, very low spiritual intelligence. The reason I know that is I was a Marine, went to Vietnam twice, is being mentally intelligent, physically, spiritually, emotionally. When you see your friends dying, it's really, really imperative you remain stoic, calm, and you keep killing the other guy. That's what we do.
Yeah, that's hard stuff. Most people don't know what that's about.
No. And then when I came back from Vietnam the second time in 1972, I got hit by a rotten egg and spit on by all these hippies from Woodstock, And today I see them around. I see them in politics today. Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer. They're all those hippies out there spitting on me. I'm only kidding.
I don't think you're kidding.
No.
I think that's not a joke.
No, I see. My job. I'm boomer. My question I ask a lot of guys my age is, and what did you do during Vietnam? Well, I had a student deferment. Oh, okay, I know who you are now. Or I was in Canada. I said, oh, good. Dodged it.
So do we have to be the absolute killers to be able to weather the financial storms?
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah, help me navigate.
I said there's 4 intelligences: mental, emotional, spiritual, physical. You look at a guy like Tiger Woods. He's got mental, emotional, physical, spiritual lined up. That putt, let's say he's putting 10 feet to win $1 million. It's mental, spiritual. It's going to, and that's why Maria Montessori school system says, What the hand does, the mind remembers. It's physical intelligence that's more important than mental intelligence.
My son spent most of his K through 12 in Montessori style schools, and I'm a
Good.
big fan. But I hadn't heard that phrase. That's a really powerful phrase. What the hand does, the mind remembers. I feel like so much of our education system is purely abstract and not physical. It's the exact
It's
opposite.
emotional. They punish you for making mistakes. How stupid is that? So you have so many people that say, but what if I make a mistake? I said, you'll get smarter. You know, a baby doesn't learn to walk unless it falls down. But let's say the baby stands up, falls down, teacher goes, you stupid, stupid kid, you can't walk. They'll never walk. So when I meet people who are the academic types, that piece of paper that means nothing, most of them are so terrified of making mistakes. I said, what you do is so risky. Well, risk involves mental, emotional, spiritual, physical. And our schools make you, they do. I got a piece of paper. I said, that means you're an idiot. You know, show me your financials. You know, my license plate on my car, I have a V12 Bentley. And I do have an EV also. But the V12 says 1.9 GPA. I go down the street.
There is, I mean, there is a resentment in academia towards
The rich.
the rich, but also there's a kind of, and this goes back a long time. There's a sort of like the merchant class has always been reviled by
Yes,
the elite.
because, yeah.
Why do you think that is? It seems almost like a deeply human quality, because it's not just here in America, it's throughout history.
Well, we have different values, you know what I mean? We all have different values. So for the academic types who are generally, you know, in school, I used to call them nerds. I was a surfer. You know,
Hey, Robert, I was a nerd. Back
Okay.
off.
the surfers were cool, you know. I was flunking out of school, but we were cool. And they said, they're going, well, I'm going to go to good school. I said, good, I'm going to be surfing. It's just values. I still got into Naval Academy. I'm not stupid, but I'm also not that naive. So to go to military school, you have to be mental, emotional, physical, spiritual.
You know, in America, we lead the world in fatherlessness. 1 in 4 in fatherlessness.
Yes.
1 in 4
Thank you for saying that.
students. 1 in 4 kids are living in a home without a biological step or adoptive father. You had 2 dads. You had your biological dad, poor dad with his PhD,
right.
and rich dad,
yes.
a mentor, friend. So you were rich. You were doubly rich on that score.
Thank you.
What do you say?
But that's why your program is perfect name.
It's a big part of why we do it.
Yes. Fathers are not carrying the load today. I meet so many young women today who say, I can't find a man. You know, they're TikTok dancers now.
You're boomering up here, Robert.
You know, Marines have an attitude problem.
But what is your advice for young men who don't have the benefit of having a dad to impart these things? You know, obviously you're out there, you've been out there for a long time preaching this gospel. But if I'm a young man and I'm stuck.
That's a great question.
What should my body do first so that my mind can?
That's a very good question. Because when I realized, this is what happened. I grew up in Hawaii. My father's head of education. On one side of the street is a schools, the elementary school for labor union kids. It was called Union School. So the kids that went there were union members. Their fathers were either Portuguese, Filipino, Chinese, Korean, like that. Directly, I mean, less than 20 yards across the street was Riverside School, the school for the rich kids. So their fathers owned the plantations that the union kids worked for.